Hey guys, this is Goku, and on this channel we talk about poker and ideas that can improve your life. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and click the subscribe button because I'll be honored to have you here. Today we're gonna jump into another GTO trainer session. This is a series where we play different types of GTO spots using the WPT GTO trainer. In this particular session we're gonna play the MP2 open versus button call. We've already played almost 400 hands of this spot. We're playing 25 hands per session, so you can check out all the other, the previous sessions in the playlist of this MP2 open versus button call spot. Let's jump right into it, guys. This is a tournament spot played on 50 BB stacks, and we are the MP2 open. And we're playing versus the villain on the button. First hand, we've got pocket deuces on a 10 tray ace. We're gonna bet 2.5 here. Check is also fine. Betting a third of the pot is almost the entire rest of the strategy. There's a 10 of clubs on the turn, and we're going to check it now. I think the solver does a bit of betting here for sure. Yeah, it bets, the ideal action is bet 4, so a third of the pot, played 30% of the time. Now the villain bets 8, and I think we call this with some frequency, but we also fold quite often. I think we're gonna fold this time. Let's see how often the solver folds, and the solver folds actually 96% of the time, so this is the correct play here. King, queen off on a jack, 8. I think we're gonna check now. Betting 2.5 is the ideal action and the most frequent one. But checking is also fine, play 10% of the time. There's a 4 of clubs on the turn. And we are going to check again. Now the solver likes betting 2/3 of the pot, but we check nonetheless, which has a bit of EV loss and is almost never part of the strategy. So we're gonna call this bet of the villain, and unfortunately we're not gonna know what happens here because the solver didn't calculate this tree. Yeah, we lose to pocket sixes. King jack suited on an ace queen 10, so here our dream flop, and I think this is going to be is this going to be bet 5.5? I think I'm gonna bet 2.5. Yeah, or check. We get called. Another ace on the turn. I think we're going to overbet it now. The solver prefers donk betting and almost never overbets it, so this is good to remember. But the EV loss of overbetting is nothing. So let's see the next one. King queen off on a 9 8 10. We're gonna check. Betting 5.5 is the ideal action, played 42% of the time. Checking is fine, 20% of the strategy. Now the villain bets 2.5. Do we call or do we raise? I think we just call it here, 56% of the time. 5 of hearts on the turn. So this is a spot where we bet a third of the pot. Let's check. Yeah, it's 93% play. Villain checks behind. There's another 3 on the river. And do we have a shot at winning this pot? I don't think so. I think we gotta check. Yeah, the solver likes donk betting here. We probably should donk bet it here. giving up on this hand is a very bad play. EV loss of minus 2.18 BB. So yeah, we need to remember this. 9-8 of spades on a 4-tray jack is gonna be a bet 2.5. It's not, it's mostly a check. It's almost always a check. And it's a fold to the raise. Pocket nines on an 8, queen 8 is a bet 2.5. Villain folds. Ace 10 of clubs on a 9, 6, 7. We're gonna check. Betting 2.5 is fine. There's a 3 of spades on the turn. We're gonna donk bet it now. Checking's the ideal action. We get called and we hit an ace on the river. I think we're gonna overbet now. And it's not an overbet. It should just be a donk bet 97% of the time. The solver never overbets it here, and it's a big EV loss, so. But we can call the shove because that doesn't matter anymore. And we get to see the villain bluffing with pocket fours. Let's go to the next one. King jack off on a queen deuce 10 is a bet 2.5 or a check. We get called. 4 of hearts on the turn. I think we're gonna continue betting here with our hand. Yeah, solver likes this line. We get called. We hit our jack on the river. And is this a spot where we donk bet? Nope, should rather be a check 99% of the time. Yeah, it's a check call, I guess, to induce a bluff. Ace king off on a king 6-9. I think this is a bet 2.5. Villain folds. Pocket kings on jack deuce deuce is a bet 5.5. We get called. Ace on the turn and another club. What do we do now? I think we're gonna check it. Donk betting is the preferred action. We're gonna check call. And 9 of spades on the river. We're gonna check again. And are we calling the shove? I think we are with pocket kings. We should not be calling it ever with pocket kings here. And it is a huge EV loss, so this session is looking already like our worst session. But oh well, good to memorize those spots and the mistakes we're making. Cause yeah, this is not a call, ever. Okay, 7-6 of hearts on a king, king 10. We're gonna bet 2.5. Should rather check. We get called. Now we hit our 7 on the turn. I think we're gonna continue betting. Again, should rather be a check. We get called. And we're gonna donk bet it now. And we get erased. We can call this because it doesn't matter anymore. And see that the villains got pocket, the 3 of a kind kings. 8-7 of diamonds on a king 8-7. I think this is bet 5.5 or a check. Pretty much all options here are good. Ace on the turn, ace of hearts. I think we're gonna overbet it here. Yep, and we're gonna call the shove. And let's see what the villain has. The villain's got ace-5 of clubs for an ace with a flush draw. And on the next hand we get queen-10 of hearts on a tray king-5. It's a bet 2.5 or a check. We get called. 4 of spades on the turn. We're checking. Villain checks behind. And we there's a jack on the river. And I think maybe this is a donk. It's rather 2/3 of the pot bet, 90% of the time. But donking is also fine, 8% of the strategy. Now we got pocket deuces on a queen 8-10. And we check it. Yeah. Villain checks behind. There's a king on the turn. We're gonna try and steal this pot with a bet 5. But the solver prefers checking here, or betting a third, or over betting. I wonder which one is it. It doesn't do 2/3 of the pot too often, but we can see the EV loss is small. Pocket 10s on deuce, jack, king. With 2 hearts, we're betting 2.5. Checking is the preferred play, the more frequent play. Ace of hearts on the turn, we're checking. And we're folding. Ace jack suited on queen tray 10. I think it's gonna be a check. Betting a third of the pot is more frequent and the ideal action. And I'm thinking if this is worth a check raise, but probably not. Just gonna call, yeah, 90% of the time. 4 of diamonds on the turn. We're gonna check again. And we're gonna fold. Jack 9 suited on deuce 5-8. It's a bet 2.5. It's a bet 5.5. Cool. 6 of spades on the turn. I'm gonna check. Continuing betting is the ideal action, played 40% of the time. But now when the villain bets, we fold. But we can see the solver does some probably check raising here. Maybe some calling. Let's go to the next one. Jack queen off on 9 ace 4. We're gonna bet a third of the pot. We get called. A king of diamonds on the turn. We're probably gonna try and take it this time. Yeah, the solver would actually like an overbet here, 55% of the time. But betting 2/3 is fine. And play 28% of the time. Ace 10 suited on 10 queen 8. We're betting 2.5. Villain calls. 5 of spades on the turn, we check. Villain checks behind. And there's a tray of diamonds on the river, and I assume we don't bet it. Nope. Actually, the villain, the solver likes betting 2/3 of the pot here, 60% of the time, which is interesting. But the villain has other plans in mind and raises us to 13 BBs. Now, do we call this with ace 10 off? think we do. Calling is fine 61% of the time, so more frequent play, but raising, re-raising, all in is the preferred play, which is quite interesting. Yep, let's go to the next one. Ace deuce suited on 8-8 ace. We're gonna check. Solver likes this line. Villain checks behind. 3 of spades on the turn. We're gonna bet a third of the pot. This is fine, but checking is even better. We get called. There's a 10 of spades on the river. And I think we're gonna try and dunk bet it here. Yep. And we split the pot. Ace king suited on a 10-9-5 with 2 diamonds. We're gonna check and call one bet. Jack on the turn. We're gonna check again. And are we calling now with our hand? Or folding? Or maybe raising? Is this a spot where we raise? Sometimes. Let's try raising 25. Yeah, it is a small EV loss, but just 2% of the strategy. So it's much more safe to just fold it here, I think. Let's go to the next one. King queen suited on a 4-8 ace. I'm gonna check it. Yep. Villain checks behind. We hit our flush. And we're gonna donk bet it now. Nope. Should rather be over betting 85% of the time. Donk bet is just 5% of the strategy. Ace 4 suited on a tray 5-6. I want to bet 5.5. I'm gonna do it. It's just 15% of the strategy. Checking is the ideal action. Played 45% of the time. Pocket 8s on tray 5. I think we bet 2.5 here. We do. We get raised and we call. Ace on the turn. We're gonna check. And we're gonna call one bet here. We hit our 8 on the river. Now do we shove or do we check? I think we check here. Betting, donk betting is the ideal action. But as we can see, the villain's shoving 40% of the time. So all options are good here pretty much, but yeah. Cool. 8-10 of hearts on a 6 ace tray. We're betting 2.5. And getting called. We hit our 8 on the turn, so we're gonna check. Villain checks behind. There's another ace on the river. I think we donk bet here. Yep. And we lose to actually an ace. Perfect, we've played our 25 hands. I am afraid of checking the result. And yes, it's pretty bad. Minus 50 BB of EV loss. Well, the frequencies aren't that much off. But yeah, we had this one terrible spot with pocket kings of minus 5 BBs. And we have also this one with minus 2 BBs. This one with minus 1. And if it weren't for these 3 hands, this would be a pretty good session, but unfortunately mistakes hurt and they've cost us dearly during this session. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you stayed this long, please leave a comment with GTO below. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos like this. We're I think 400 in this MP2 open versus button call, so 4 more sessions and we're gonna sum it up, and hopefully we can still get this overall EV loss down even after this pretty bad session, but we'll see how it goes. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. You want to learn how to play poker? Great. You have little or no experience playing poker? No problem. Do you want to learn the fundamentals, the most basic principles that allow you to easily win money when playing with casual players? That's perfect, because this course was created specifically for people like you. My name is Mateusz, I've played over 3 million hands of No Limit Texas Hold'em, and I'd like to teach you how to play poker like a pro. What you will learn in this course are the fundamentals, the ABC of poker, condensed into 21 short and easily digestible lectures. In each lecture, you will learn a different concept which you can test out and practice immediately after watching. Well, do you want to become a good poker player? Do you want to be able to beat recreational players easily? Do you want to have a great time winning at your local home games? Great! Get this course now and start winning at poker.